Hello, Pisces, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me here in Avalon. You'll notice that our setup today is a little different. This is sort of my B studio, we'll call it. So you might get used to seeing this this sort of backdrop or setup, if you want to call it that, a few days a week. Okay, I live in 2 different locations, so I'm back and forth. Sometimes I'm recording here and sometimes I'm recording over there. All right, we're going to jump into this because I have a tendency to go way too long. So I'm just setting my timer there. Please forgive me if that goes off, and hopefully I actually hear it this time. I just went and watched my readings and the alarm was going off the whole time. I'm mortified by that. But anyway, we have to accept what we can't change, right? So Pisces, I did a layout of the story of what's going on with Pisces here in the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, okay? And then I also, these are new cards. They are Spirit Animal Oracle cards, all right? And what I've done there is asked for your energy, the energy you're dealing with, and your guidance for that. So today's going to be a little bit quicker. I'm going to try and get through things without repeating myself if possible. And hopefully it'll be sort of a quicker, easier process for all of us, all right? Okay, Pisces, in the pre-read, I meditated on your energy. I connected to your energy and then meditated on that energy. And what I was getting was anxiety. Okay, a high level of anxiety, like a heart fluttery, trying to catch your breath, almost hyperventilating anxiety, okay? And the anxiety was lending, what I'm getting for Pisces, that the anxiety is lending itself to being overly emotional, okay? So, like when you don't sleep, you end up, sort of what they call overtired. It's kind of a nonsense term, but where, you're just so tired that even like a weird look from somebody could set you off crying, right? Okay, so Pisces is in this energy of serious anxiety, either caused by, things in life that the Pisces can change, or by life circumstances that are, that you can't change, okay? And I get that Pisces, while being a high level of anxiety and being at that high level of anxiety for a long period of time, has depleted them emotionally, okay? They are not in a space to be supporting, you're not in a space to be supporting anybody else right now, is how you're feeling, okay? And conversely, you're, so emotionally depleted from this anxiety that you can't, that you have no emotion, no positive emotion for others. Like, it's like you're just all consumed by it. But at the same time, you're so emotionally depleted that you're actually being overly emotional in circumstances that wouldn't normally cause or call for that, okay? And that's okay. That's what happens to everybody when they get in this like heart fluttery anxiety stages. I want to say like deer in the headlights, but not that. Like prey. I'm getting the energy of like a prey, like somebody who's hyper vigilance. That's the word, okay? So somebody, Pisces is so anxious over things that are going on in their life that they have no control over, okay? And this anxiety, and the fact that they can't do what they normally do, which is try and control their anxiety through controlling their physical environment, that is not working right now, okay? And because your normal way of coping with this high anxiety isn't working, you're in this hypervigilant state where you're constantly on the lookout for more stressors, for stressors that are going to make the anxiety worse, because you're like, I'm at the breaking point, whether it's breaking into tears or mental breakdown or what, but your cup your emotional cup is depleted. Okay. That was a really long intro there. Okay, so we are going to, let's start with the Rider-Waite here and the story of what's going on with Pisces. Interesting. Okay, so a lot of these cards are coming up in the shuffle. I kept wanting to come out. So Pisces has been working at making balanced decisions, okay? And, okay, so we're, sorry, I got a lot of information coming into me right now. This is one card that kept wanting to come out, all right? This is the Ace of Cups. And the aces are gifts, they're gifts from the universe, okay, in whatever realm they're in. And this is the realm of water. This is your realm, okay, the realm of emotions, like we were talking about. This is your depleted cup, okay. In the upright, the Ace of Cups is all about your cup overfloweth, okay. You've got love to give and all that stuff. You're surrounded by love. It's a gift, a big gift of love energy, essentially, from the universe, okay? But what you're actually going through right now is I actually want to say a gift from the universe of being emotionally depleted, okay? And this is forcing you to evaluate your life, okay? Your surroundings, your garden, let's say, okay? It is the emotional depletion, these life circumstances that you have no real control over, are moving you to assess your actions in the physical and whether or not they are contributing to this emotional depletion. Okay, I think for some of you, you're finding out that some of what you're doing, yes, is contributing. It's not helping you fill this cup back up, okay? It's not helping you fill this cup back up. But a lot of it is this universal energy, okay? Like what I'm getting is it's a life circumstance that you personally did not bring onto yourself. It is something that is happening to you, okay? There's stuff, there are still things within your physical realm where you see that there are like little aspects that you've been kind of hurting yourself in a way, like not helping yourself, okay? And so you're really assessing your basic needs, your again, I'm coming back to survival. So when we were in the before we flipped the cards here, I was talking about how I was intuiting this sense of like feeling like a prey, being hyper vigilant. Okay, so the Pisces, because of this emotional depletion, which I'm going to say they're not necessarily used to. You guys usually have a well, a full well for yourself and for others. So you're looking at how your actions may have contributed to this energy, this difficult energy that you're in, okay? And trying to assess how you get from point A to point B, all right? Like, so you're looking at, what do I want? And how do I get there? And where am I? And how did I get here, okay? So we have a major arcana here, and that denotes a major life situation going on, okay? The Lovers relates to Gemini. It also relates to important partnerships, doesn't actually have to be romantic. It can be a spiritual partnership, a connection to God that you're establishing. It can be an important friendship that's helping you through a difficult time. But what I get actually over this card is it's more about this decision, these decisions that you're making surrounding this issue. Okay, so this card also has to do with, like I said, making balanced decisions. Okay, and I feel like that's the energy that you're in right now. You're assessing how you've acted, the things that you've done to get you to the point excuse me, to get you to the point where you're so heartsick, or you're so anxious that it's like your heart wants to skip a beat. Okay, so sorry, I got off track here. You're evaluating these decisions and evaluating exactly where it is you want to go. So you have a vision in your head of how you want your life to be, and you're trying to figure out how to get from point A to point B. Okay, in a balanced way, so that you don't throw yourself off. So that your future, the future that you're envisioning, is an upright Ace of Cups. Okay, and you're trying to figure out exactly how to get there without causing this energy for yourself, without contributing through your own actions. Okay, and it is about patience, and it is about planning, and the anxiety that I get you're going through right now is very it's very difficult to be patient when you're feeling anxious. Okay, because the very nature of anxiety is, a release of adrenaline, and adrenaline is what is that hormone that drives us. Okay, so the idea that you need to calm, ground in the physical, focus on a day at a time, and then once you've gotten through, dealing with a day at a time, focus at a week at a time. Okay, of course, right? So ultimately, though, I'm seeing I almost want to call you Aquarius, the Pisces who is going to be victorious. Okay, so through this process, Pisces, you are writing this cup. All right, you're needing to go through this period of extreme difficulty emotionally, this period of empty, of having your well be empty. Okay, but the reason for that is to get you moving, but not just to get you moving, but to get you moving towards what you really want, to get you moving in the area of your heart, in the area of your heart space. Okay, what is happening to you is happening for you. That is one of my favorite sayings, and although I didn't actually set out to start saying that, that's what came out, and I do believe it. All right, yeah, okay. Focus on getting your basic needs met. Okay, focus on the things that you have control over in the physical, the decisions that you can make to make your life easier. Focus on that stuff. Okay, focus on making sure those basic needs are met, and that you're not so that you can bring yourself out of this fight or flight mode, out of this fight or flight mode, and and out of the hyper vigilant energy, okay? Because as soon as you bring yourself out of that, things are going to start to get a lot easier. But I get that that is easier said than done. All right, we're going to move on to the animal spirit cards. Okay, they all came out in reverse. So I'm going to flip them around because clearly I've had the deck upside down, which actually makes a lot of sense. All right. Beautiful. I very much see how this relates to your reading here. Okay. So we have the whale spirit. Look how beautiful these cards are. I hope they're, you can see them in the camera there. I'm actually just going to see exactly if my hand is in the right place. Yeah, up a bit. Okay. So we have the whale spirit here, and it says, trust the great mystery. All right. I'm getting off this card that this is an initiation for you of sorts. Okay. This is like I said, it is something, it's a universal issue that's going on for you. It is a major thing that you don't have total control over, okay? And I think that's probably difficult for you. Certainly it's difficult for most people. Again, I see that your cup is empty right now, okay? We can confirm that again with the Nightingale spirit in reverse. All right, love is all around, which is essentially the same energy as the Ace of Cups when it's upright, okay? Both are actually in reverse, denoting the exact same thing. Not to mention, we also brought up that energy of fight or flight, all right? Replace that. Also, I just wanted to point out, bottom of the deck energy for the Rider-Waite here is the Star, which is a major arcana card. It relates to the sign of Aquarius, which is why I think that's why I almost called you Aquarius. Actually, it's probably because I did the Aquarius reading yesterday. But Aquarius is a sign of the water bearer. And in reverse, you can see how it relates to the Pisces, again, being emotionally depleted, okay? But again, I'm seeing that it is it's an emotional depletion that's actually intended to clear your vision and free you so that you can end a cycle and start a new one, as well as reconnect with your emotional space, okay? Okay, so with these cards, with the Turkey spirit, which it just makes me giggle. I don't know if it's because I immediately like say gobble gobble in my head or what. So it says give with gratitude and grace. Okay. And I get that that is where we were talking about the Pisces being in the energy of they're so depleted that they feel they can't give to anybody else. Okay. I also feel the from the Turkey, this energy of, again, that prey energy, the being hyper vigilant because you know you're on the menu kind of a deal, that heart fluttery, and again wings fluttery imagery is coming to mind, okay? So so I'm actually almost seeing like a beached whale in this card, all right? The whale, the watery colors are kind of more above them. It's almost like they've been beached ashore there, okay? And I like I said, I don't think that the great majority of the reason why the whale is beached is because of their actions. I think it's a combination of things, but largely I think it's more like they were carried out there by a large wave in the way that this universe energy has brought in this issue for you, leaving you dry, essentially leaving the whale dry, okay? You're being asked to accept this trial with grace and to accept the mystery involved in it, okay? Part of the anxiety, I believe, is from not knowing where this is going. And it's the best way for my advice or the guidance that I'm getting intuitively right now is the best way to quell that anxiety of not knowing where this is going are two things. Patience and planning, right? Take it one day at a time. Once you're ready, plan out the long term, okay? But in the meantime, focus on one single day at a time, okay? But simply having a plan in place, even if the plan changes a million times, will reduce the anxiety, okay? And reducing the anxiety will help you be able to see the issue clearer and just see your future easily, more easily, okay? Yeah. So we have also the horse spirit that says freedom is yours, okay? And again, it's more of this imagery of forward moving motion, forward moving energy. The horses, all about movement, okay? We kind of have two white horses here. It's interesting. Okay. So, this is a process that is intended to help free you, all right? Partially free you from life circumstances beyond your control, but also from your own issues with control, okay? The guidance is to take on some of this horse energy, the sort of wild and free, untamed energy, okay? What I get from tuning into your energy is a intense need to control what's going on. And in fact, this is happening for you so that you can actually release a bit of that need to control, okay? So this process is bringing you to a place where you're going to be more free from your own issues that hold you back, but also you're asked to take on the energy of the free spirit, okay? Of the, I want to say the wind sort of energy. What's going on here, Pisces? Is Pisces is going through a period of high anxiety and because of an emotional depletion, okay? So maybe you have a relationship that just friggin' drains you, like a romantic relationship. Maybe you have a job that drains you emotionally, maybe like a boss who's like kind of crazy or something, and dealing with them just like every time you leave work you're at 0%, like your emotional battery is at 0%, okay? This that is not something that anyone can sustain, okay? Being ideally, our lives, what we engage in for work, our friends, our family, our romantic partners, they're going to be things that ultimately fill up our cup. They they are emotionally sustaining, okay? That is something that ideally, in our ideal, let's say, Garden of Eden state, perfection of our environment would be nurturing, nourishment, and that includes the emotional realm. I don't think anybody can exist over long periods of time um, at the levels of emotional depletion that you've been at, Pisces. Okay? So it may seem that something is going on in your life that is happening for you or is happening to you, and it's happening at the absolute worst possible time, and all of that. But if you take the higher perspective and do your best to see the forest as a whole, and not get stuck with your vision just on the tree in front of you, the issue in front of you, um, so how do I put this? Okay, back to what I was saying. Nobody can sustain the level of emotional depletion that you've been in, okay? Least of all, a water sign, in my view, okay? Yes, Pisces, you are the most mature water sign. So, yes, you probably feel like you can handle just about anything. And then this comes along and throws everything off course, okay? But like I said, this is happening for you and not to you. The process that's going on is actually going to be helping you master. It's going to help you step into the mastery of who you are, okay? It's an elevation, all right? It's taking your empty cup, and it's writing it, it's filling it with water. But more than that, you're not simply just being replenished, like you've had a week away, and away from all the stress, and the time has allowed your cup to fill slowly back up. That's not really what I'm talking about, although I do believe that is happening for you right now, that you're taking time out and you're making balanced decisions, and that includes taking time away from the stuff that's really stressing you out. More than that, this is happening to sturdy your foundations, okay? In this realm where you've been, I don't want to say deficient, but you've had a deficiency of this energy, okay? I'm getting that this is a long-term pattern actually for this Pisces. This, I would say not necessarily the emotional depletion, but in the realm of your essential energy, your water energy, that the realm of love, emotions, okay? The realm of the spiritual, the realm of the subconscious, okay? You might be having a lot of intense dreams when you are able to sleep. And I recommend that you actually tune into these dreams. If you're able, write them down when you wake up, and have a look. What is your subconscious saying? Like, it can be very surprising at how much our subconscious actually speaks to us, okay? So this is a process Pisces is going through to free them from issue of control they've had, and to help them reconnect with the realm of water, okay? Their essential energy, that there's been a disconnect, okay? There's been you essentially, you've been out of your essential energy. And this process is restoring the water element in you, okay? And that restoration of the water element is going to help you deal with this control issue. And it doesn't make a whole lot of sense when I say it like that, but what I mean is that reconnecting with this area of your life that has been, I don't want to say empty, but not, you haven't been paying attention to this area of your life, okay? And when that area isn't an important area, then that's fine, right? But what I'm getting is that Pisces has been ignoring a very important aspect of their life, and this process is returning them to that aspect of their life that they've been ignoring. And once they reconnect with this energy, their issue of control, trying to control stuff that they can't, and just maybe everything, will lessen, okay? Because when we know who we are, when we are confident with who we are, and we know what that is, and we know what we want, our foundations are strong, and we can't be swayed as easily, okay? How do I say that? It will take a lot more. After this process is over, it will take a heck of a lot more to beat you, okay? The wave would have to be a gosh darn tsunami, like realistically, to get you out of your essential nature, okay? When you reconnect with that, you're going to be so confident about who you are that you're not going to feel like you need to control everything, okay? And part of that is trying to be graceful and be grateful for what's going on around you. And that's very difficult when you're ignoring an aspect of your life. Okay? Or ignoring the bigger picture, ignoring the forest in favor of the issue of the tree right in front of you. Okay? Yeah, I'm just getting more about dreams here. So I think it is important to tune into your dreams, because your subconscious is talking to you, okay? And it's telling you what to do. It's telling you which of these decisions you need to make, which of these balanced decisions you need to make. It's helping you determine your plan forward, actually, which will ultimately give you patience and help you be able to free yourself from that control issue. Okay? Your subconscious is actually guiding you, but if you're not getting any sleep, it's going to be really hard to tune in, and therefore, we have you as emotionally or water depleted again. Water is subconscious, spiritual realm, etc. Okay? So, ultimately, Pisces, I know you're going through a difficult time, and I'm really sorry. Okay? Clearly, you need rest, and you need to be around people and situations that replenish your cup. Okay? They make you feel like loving people. They make you that you connect with in an emotional way, okay? Mostly what I want to leave you with, other than, tuning into your dreams when you can, all right? Reviewing your story, reviewing your history, reviewing your actions, all right? And using your past actions as a guide for your future actions. And by that, I don't mean, to do exactly what you did. What I mean is to use it as to find wisdom in your story, okay? To look back and determine exactly okay, I'm trying to get at this. So it's hard to know where we're going if we don't know who we are or where we've been. So the best way forward, uh, to go forward in the direction that you want to go in, is to review your past and your history. And interestingly, I remember learning about this in university, but so in our minds, we have a story that we tell ourselves of who we are, our experiences, what those experiences meant to us, okay? Now, this is a subjective story because it is our subjective experience of how things went about, okay? So maybe you were, say, abandoned as a child by a parent, let's say, and intellectually, you know that it had nothing to do with you, that you weren't, less than, or that they didn't want you. It's a bigger issue, all right? And you know that intellectually it has nothing to do with you. But reviewing your story and how you respond physically to your mental story of your life helps you to feel, to really tune into the core wounds that you have that you may be totally ignoring, okay? I'm getting that there are core wounds for this Pisces that they have been ignoring, essentially, that I don't want to say they brought about this upheaval, this beaching anxiety energy, but I do want to say that what's happening is happening for you so that you can address these things, okay? So when we look back at our life, we get to choose what something meant to us, right? Okay, so let's say you break up with somebody and you feel really bad about it because you didn't want to hurt them, etc. Right after the fact, what is your story of it? Your story is you couldn't handle the relationship any longer, you feel really awful, and you miss them, but it is what it is. What is how you tell yourself the story of that 10 years later is going to be different. It's going to be, yeah, I was way too young and it was way too intense, or whatever the case is. And so you're being asked to review, okay, where is this intense need to control coming from? Why is it that when you feel emotionally depleted, you're hyper vigilant? All right. I think it relates to a core wound. And for you, moving forward in a victorious way is going to mean addressing these things, addressing some parts of your past that are difficult, that you have buried, okay? That you have put behind you, and maybe you did assess it and say, okay, this is what happened. And you've just kind of, for the last like 5-7 years, I want to say, you've just kind of like accepted your initial story of how it happened, right? Because the other person in the situation would have a different story of what happened, right? Based on their view. So we actually get to choose our histories. That's where I was trying to get. We get to choose what something means to us, okay? And so if you have a deep issue that really you've just been ignoring in favor of feeling better and moving forward and just putting it behind you, no, go back. Go back, review, and figure out, is the story that you hold about that issue really yours? Okay, and if it's not, change it. What is the real story for you? What do you feel like is the truth of what happened? Okay, and addressing these things is going to liberate you. It's going to free you. It's going to help you master this issue of control and this issue of anxiety. Okay, but ultimately I am seeing a free and victorious ultimately I'm seeing a free and victorious Pisces moving forward. Okay, so you don't need to worry. I know that's easier said than done, but I hope that you were able to get something from this today, that the guidance of the spirit animals was helpful, and thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, I do Ascension energy cards of the day, as well as some twin flame, divine masculine, divine feminine energies as well on Instagram. So you can find me there at Avalonis_liberation. And I hope to see you again next time, Pisces. And honestly, I'm thinking of you. And I just want to give you a big old hug. But you're going to be okay. You don't need my hug. You don't need it. You're going to be perfectly fine. All right. Thank you so much, Pisces. Blessings.